Hi guys, so courtesy of the legendary MCOC data miner Otrix, we will be discussing the leak abilities for Ronin Endgame or Ronin movie. Okay, let's start. So, so he has this signature ability called unrelenting ability. So, wait a minute, guys. So he has this signature ability called unrelenting ability. When evasion expires and the opponent has 6 or more bleed debuffs, when evasion expires and the opponent has 6 or more bleed debuffs, inflict a stun debuff on the opponent for 1.5 seconds. Okay. So I think every time he evades, so if you have 6 or more stacks of bleed on the opponent, you will do stun for 1.5 seconds. If the opponent is performing a special attack, this stun is inflicted after the special attack is executed. Okay. Also, when you're performing a special, after the special, this stun can be activated. Gain after a certain amount of cooldown. Every time he evades an attack, he would gain a fury, increasing his attack by rating by a certain amount for a certain amount of seconds. When at 4 cruelty buffs and above, Ronin gains evasion on the next incoming hit, so he can evade a hit, a la Nightcrawler. Moving 4 cruelty passives when Ronin evades an attack. Successful evades do not grant stance abilities. So he has cruelty, he has fury, so of course he will hit hard. While at 7 cruelty passives, Ronin gains evasion on the next incoming hit for a certain amount of seconds. Okay, when he has 7 cruelty passives, he also evades. Removes all cruelty passives when Ronin evades an attack. Special successful evades do not grant stance abilities, so he can evade attacks. Okay. By the way, Ronin is easier to use than Call Obsidian and Ebony Mao. Those two champions are a bit complicated, in my opinion. Let us see her his synergies. No. Wait, let us see this first. So he has a chance to cause bleed. Attacks using the sword have a certain chance to inflict bleed, dealing direct damage over a certain seconds. Critical strikes using would have a 100% chance to inflict bleed. So pretty much like Gwenpool, of that with that sword against bleed immune champs, gain a cruelty passive when Ronin would inflict a bleed. Okay. So he has different stances. Changing winds allows him to switch his stance every 6 seconds. Renewed vigor every time the defender is stunned, Ronin gains a cruelty passive. Okay. So every time you stun the opponent, your attack would increase. Okay. So here is how you prepare his stance. Ronin prepares his stances by performing light attacks. Light 1 prepares guard stance. Light 2 prepares Wraith stance. And Light 3 prepares Demon stance. Okay? He has 3 stances. Dodging back after preparing a stance. Dodging back after preparing a stance, Ronin enters a stance. Stances are not affected by ability accuracy reduction. So goodbye Black Widow. Ronin enters right stance after dodging back. Okay, so you just have to dodge back. No more holding block. Okay, which is easier. Just dodge back. Ronin also enters demon stance after dodging back. Ronin enters guard stance after dodging back. Gain a precision passive, increasing critical hit rating by a certain amount for a certain amount of seconds. Okay. So he can remove his stance. I believe there's a timer if you execute his second medium attack. So he can also enter a new stance. When entering a new stance, gain a cruelty passive, increasing critical damage by a certain second. So he can a certain amount. So he can stack up max to 7 stacks. So here are his stances. Right stance, all attacks reduce defensive ability reduction. Demon stance, all bleeds gain a certain amount of ability, a certain percentage of ability accuracy, and can be inflicted on block hits. Okay, so pretty much like Aegon, you can hit through people's block. Guard stance, well-timed blocks, parry, activate the well-timed blocks, stun, of course parry, stunning the opponents even if their attack is projectile based, or even if it is like Winter Soldier's gun. Ronin gains a certain percentage chance to perfect block. Okay, you can also perfect block like Captain America. Red Skull, entering this stance has a certain chance to purify a debuff. Okay, so you can purify a debuff like Agent Venom. So his specials, SP1 enters a prepared stance, disorients the opponent, reducing defensive accuracy by 40% and block proficiency by 50% for a certain amount of seconds. SP2 inflicts a bleed that deals direct damage over 2 seconds for each active cruelty passive. So you can inflict a bleed, pretty much like Gwenpool. While at 7 cruelty passives, the final sword strike deals true damage, ignoring all armor and resistances, a la Captain Marvel. Removes all cruelty passives. SP3 gain a fury passive, increasing attack rating by a certain amount for certain seconds. Each active cruelty passive increases the attack rating by an additional percent. Enters all stances for 2 seconds. So if you want to gain fury and you want to gain cruelty, spam the SP3. Enters all stances for certain seconds. Ronin cannot lose cruelty passives while stances are active. Okay. So his synergies: Last Hope with Captain Marvel movie. So Ronin, the duration of bleed debuffs is increased by a certain amount for a certain active cruelty. And for Captain Marvel, intercepting attacks have 150 critical rating. Nice. So she will even hit harder. So for Ronin, his bleed for every active cruelty, his bleed would last longer. So live and die by the sword with Nightcrawler. So for Ronin, blocking attacks have 50% chance to bleed the opponent, dealing a certain percentage of damage of attack as direct damage over 50 seconds. So pretty much like Blade. If you parry, you cause a bleed. NC Nightcrawler, when switching combat modes, gain plus 350 critical rating. Oh, for 10 seconds. Okay. Makes NC a beast. Guillotine. Striking an opponent with the fourth light attack has a 30% chance to gain one soul. Cooldown 10 seconds. Masterless with Moon Knight. Ronin. Gain a fury buff increasing attack by a certain percentage for 4 seconds upon switching stances. So okay, increase your attack for Ronin. For Moon Knight, 30% chance to regenerate 35% damage taken when struck. Okay. Like nice for a little help there for Moon Knight. Unlikely combination with him and Ant-Man. Ronin gains plus 25% block proficiency in guard stance. Okay. And for Ant-Man, 20% chance to I'm sorry. 20% chance to inflict a fatigue debuff on the opponent when struck and increases the potency of poisons. Okay, increases his poison damage. So we go back to his abilities. By the way, Ronin is a skill character, skill class. So we go back to his abilities. Precision. When reaching 7 cruelty passives, gain a precision passive increasing critical rating by a certain amount for a certain second. So if you have 7 cruelty passives, you will gain a precision passive, force increasing your attack. When intercepting attacks has plus something critical rating. Okay. Miss. When Ronin would miss an attack or be evaded, he gains a cruelty passive increasing critical damage by a certain amount, max 7 stacks. So each time he misses an attack, of course people would evade it, he will gain a cruelty passive increasing critical damage. Okay. Nice. So there we go, the skill class. Let's read his bio. Following the events of the Avengers Infinity War, Clint Barton is drawn out of retirement to don a new alter ego. There you go, Ronin. So he's pretty much Hawkeye. A lawless assassin with a piercing sword and incredible fighting skills who mercilessly brings criminals to justice around the world. Okay. So he's another version of Ronin. Another version of Hawkeye. Let's see if we missed something else. Again, the way you change his stance again, so you guys won't forget, is just dodge back. You don't need to hold block. So it's something new. Just dodge back. Okay, okay, I see. If you do one light attack, you will instantly do guard stance. Okay. And if you dodge back while performing one attack, if you tap, I believe, one time, you will perform guard stance, and 2 taps would perform right stance, and 3 taps would perform demon stance. Okay. That's nice. Kind of a bit like, just a little bit like, I don't know, like Diablo's thing, but it's easier. Okay. So let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about Ronin? Okay? So let me know in the comment section below, what do you think about Ronin Endgame? Do you like him? Okay? Anyways, take care. God bless. Stay tuned for more exciting videos.